Hello, this is Stanley Bloomfield. About 4.5 weeks ago, I had to go back over the road, and right now I'm back in the semi. And that's Junior. Sarge, the older dog, is right here. And when I found out that Charlie Kirk was getting into the first 5 books of the Bible and keeping his faith in Jesus, and the way that he was publicly executed, I was like, wow, I've got to start putting my studies out. I got to get them out on YouTube and Vimeo and a few other channels. And so the only option I have for right now, I may do this another month or two. I'm actually starting to not enjoy driving over the road, but I feel safer sitting in this truck stop parking lot. I'm in a Pilot truck stop right now, and I actually feel safer than I do in Lansing, Michigan, living in Michigan. And I have a hot plate in the truck, and I brought some a pot and a nice pan, a butcher knife, a paring knife, and some silverware. And I this morning I made me and the dogs some roast beef hash and some scrambled eggs and cheese on top. And so I'm actually eating better than if I was to eat truck stop food, and I'm not paying electricity because I'm using the batteries in the semi and the inverter to power the hot plate. I don't know if you could see the TV in the back. I in video mode it shrunk the width down, I think, but you could see the dogs getting in and out of the bunk. And so anyhow, I want to this first video, I want to talk about the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. All right, this book is awesome, and if you need help getting a Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, I know of a wholesaler, and I will get you a Strong's Exhaustive Concordance for $5 above my cost, and then you cover shipping and handling and all that. And I'll even give you the name of the distributor for free, and you can order it from him directly. All right, now this Strong's Concordance is based on the King James Version. So if you use the NIV or other versions, you won't be able to use a King James Version Strong's Concordance. You have to get a Strong's Concordance. Like if you use the NIV, they make Strong's Concordances based on the NIV. Now, I bought this Bible. It's the whole Bible. 66 books, the Protestant Bible. I bought this because I bought it from the same wholesaler I bought the Strong's Concordance from. And that wholesaler is north of St. John's, Michigan, about, I'd say, 10-15 miles. He's on the right side on 127. And I bought this Bible because it's supposed to be the authorized version, the authorized King James Version. And I'm gonna leave all of this stuff with these idiots acting like it's the end of the world and the zombie apocalypse. Okay, Junior, you chased him off. Good job. All right. Yeah, another truck driver just walked in front of the truck, and Junior is still going nuts. Yeah, I have Sarge He's the one that's right here on my right. Yeah, he's about 14. And Junior is Sarge's little boy. He's about 10 pounds bigger. And he's about 2.5 years now. And so anyhow, the thing that I didn't understand that the new authorized King James versions are doing is they're changing the English words. Like in Ezekiel 13, it says the false prophets speak of the imaginations of their own hearts. And let's look that up. Ezekiel 13, spirits and have not, O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes. We have gone and declared, let's see. Thus saith the Lord, war to the foolish prophets who follow their own hearts. You know, and it just I remember the King James version saying the imaginations of their own heart. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Let him go. And so anyhow, I'm gonna be using this authorized King James version. And then in a couple of the videos I'm going to do next, I'm going to just read some stuff out of this book that I self-published. And it's some prophecies that are in. Yeah, it's some prophecies that are in like the lineages of Adam to Noah. And there's a hidden message in Cain's lineage. And there's a hidden message in letter by letter of Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. And now Sarge, the old guy, he's now getting all wound up and ready to take on the world. And so, now, what I want to talk about with the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance is what they've done. What the Strongs came out in the early 1900s. All right, and it's got every single Greek word in the New Testament in a concordance in alphabetical order. And that's enough. And it's got every Hebrew word of the Old Testament in alphabetical order. And it gives you definitions of the English word in the Greek. And we've got a guy walking up. We've got a guy trying to back in. And so these two are being nuts. And what I'm gonna do is I'm making these videos, and then I'm gonna transfer each video into my my passport, and then I will be able to edit the videos on my laptops. And okay, I think I can press on. Okay, what's going on with the Strong Concordance? From what I can tell, all of Judaism, all of Catholicism, and the vast majority of Protestantism, they don't want followers of Jesus studying their Bible with the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. I've gotten into multiple discussions with the experts, and they all start off with the Strong's Concordance is a bad dictionary, bad translation. And then after 10-20 minutes of debating and arguing, we both conclude the Strong's Concordance has shortcomings. I don't mind that. I've also had people, I have a friend who went to Great Lakes Bible College on the north side of Lansing, Michigan, and he got his 4-year degree from that college. And he told me multiple times I have no business looking at a single Greek or Hebrew word in the original text because I haven't been properly trained by a college, a Bible college, and Greek and Hebrew professors. And I'm like, wow. Then why aren't these Greek and Hebrew professors telling us what the texts actually say? Because they're not. They're just keeping us in King James Version or NIV version, and whether we like it or not, the texts are a third grade reading level. Nobody would a Chilton's manual is not written at a third grade reading level, and I don't know how else to explain it. And so I believe my real point is I need you to get a Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, a King James version of the Bible, a 10-year-old desktop computer, and then I'm gonna have you install Ubuntu 2426 on that computer. You're gonna wipe Windows or Mac off, and you're gonna install Ubuntu 24 or 26, whatever version is out when you get that desktop. And when you've got Ubuntu, yeah, what that is that's called Linux, and it's called open source, and open source is free to the whole world, and you don't pay for it. You're not ripping nobody off, and it's that simple. Nobody pays for open source. And Ubuntu, what Ubuntu is, it's an operating system that replaces Windows and Mac. And Linux operating systems are more secure than Windows and Mac. You don't get the viruses, and you update your operating system immediately as updates and security patches come out. So once you've got Ubuntu installed on your computer, and a laptop will work too, it's just I found there's more functionality with a desktop computer, and in the truck I have to use the laptop, which I don't like. So there's an application called Xiphos, and what Xiphos is, it's a complete Bible study library. And what it is Rick Myers, when he came out with eSword 15-20 years ago, I don't know if you remember eSword, but it had the Strong's Concordance as part of the eSword package. And then he had all the modules. You would select all these different Bible translations and dictionaries, and then you would, like the Webster's 1828 edition. It has commentaries like Treasury of, Task All Notes, Treasury of Scriptural Knowledge, something like that. That's kind of like a footnote reference. Anyhow, you had what Rick Myers did that kind of made me mad. After he got to like the 10th version, he and Rick Myers and eSwords, it was all free, but by the 10th or 11th version of eSword, I found that he was hiding the modules, and I didn't see where he was asking for. All right, are you done? All right, what Rick Myers was doing is he was hiding. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Okay, what Rick Myers was doing is he was hiding the modules, the good ones. And I don't remember seeing anything about send me money and I'll give you the good modules. And then so eSword was free. And then if you look up Logos, that Bible library, they want $1,000 a year for most of it or all of it. And I think they have a package that's $299, and it comes with the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. But what Logos and Rick Myers both did is they took the open source application called Xiphos, and then they did a few things to it, and they made it their own software package. And Microsoft did the same thing with LibreOffice. And LibreOffice is a Word document, like it's got a word the Word document. It's got spreadsheets. It's got calc. It's got draw. It's everything Microsoft Word does, but it's LibreOffice. And what these people did is LibreOffice is open source, and what they did is they took the open source applications, tweaked them up a little, changed the appearance a little, and then they were able to sell the open source packages, applications, as their own software. It's kind of cheesy, but anyhow, I've already got a video done for Xiphos and how you install it on a Linux operating system. And so with the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, based on the King James Version, with a King James Bible, are you done? And a Linux operating system on an older computer, you need all three of these components. Installing a printer on the Linux operating system, that's tricky, but for the right people, I'll help you get it done, and I won't ask for anything. So anyhow, what you need a Linux operating system with Xiphos, Xiphos, Xiphos installed on that computer, and you will have the ultimate Bible library resource. I have close to 100 translations. I have I think 14 Hebrew original texts. I have like 25 original Greek texts. And that right there ought to start making you ask questions. Which original Greek text and Hebrew text is the first actual original text? I don't know how to address that. And all the experts out there pushing their stuff, like the polyglot, not a single one of them is telling us why theirs is the true original text. So anyhow, all I can do is say I have no other option than to trust the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, the King James Bible, and my Xiphos software on my computers. And you can't comprehend. I have 50 commentaries. I have multiple books like Josephus, Pilgrim's Progress, multiple books like that. Matthew, Matthew Henry works, and it's got daily devotionals, 3 of them, to where you can do your devotions. And so anyhow, don't let anyone tell you the Strong's Concordance is bad. The first thing you'll find out if you confront them with prove it. They can't. They can't. All you're doing when you use the Strong's is you're making your own paraphrased version of a word, a sentence, a verse, a chapter, a whole book, the whole Bible. You're only making a paraphrased version based on the King James version. And so don't let anyone tell you the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance is bad. They've had 100 years to prove it's bad, and all they can do is say Dr. James D. Strong's was a pedophile. But they don't even have the courage to say that. What actually happened is James D. Strong's was on another board, and that board had several other men, and what they did, they had a member of the board who was a known pedophile. James D. Strong's was on many boards, and so don't let anyone tell you the Strong's is bad. Make them prove it. And the one thing they won't tell you is their sources. Some will say I use the Vines, I use the Dakes, but they don't. And so anyhow, that's my first video, and I want to make this clear. These videos are not because of Charlie Kirk and the way he was executed. It was because I have my doubts as to why he was executed. Did it have something to do with him going too far into the Torah and starting to live the Torah and have true faith in Jesus? And is that acceptable when you have such a strong following of Protestant and atheist believers? Now, you know, he had such a huge audience of Christians and atheists and just regular Americans. And I don't think they want the average Christian studying the Bible properly. They want us to stay right where we're at in our Methodist church, in our Pentecostal church, in our Catholic church, where we don't study the Bible. We just listen to what our spiritual leaders tell us. And so anyhow, I'm going to do another video, and I think I'm going to just simply read Adam's lineage and the hidden message behind it. All right, with that said, stand out for now.